Okay, so animations can be done under the animation interface, and right now we are in the simulation mode. Now before we get to that part, let's prep the garment. So we will be subjecting our outfit to a completely new environment. Right now it's just hanging down. The only thing affecting it is gravity, but once we set it into motion, it will start flapping to the sides as well. And with that, we can get a lot of mistakes. The garments can start to interfere with each other, or the avatar skin may start poking out. Now that's why we need to apply certain changes. Now, for instance, if we picture our avatar walking straight ahead, there is a big chance that the middle part right here will open up, revealing too much. So we need to secure this part with pins first. So just go over your garment and find areas that might cause issues and put a pin there using your W key and clicking on the area. So as I said, I believe this middle section here is going to give us problems. So I'm just going to put pins right along here, basically securing this area, and also in the middle. I'm also going to put a few here and here as well. We also have some nice wrinkles on the sleeves that I do not want to lose. So let's take care of that as well. Also put some in the back. Do not forget about the waistband as well. We don't want it to slide off of her waist, because that can also happen. And let's not forget about these little strips of fabric that we have that might give us some issues. And the other one as well. So one here and one here. Alright, now that we've done that, let's not forget to select one of the pins. So let's zoom in. So we're going to right click and select Attach all pins to avatar, because we do not wish to create normal pins that won't move from the avatar no matter what happens to it, but we wish for our pins to move with the avatar. So it's necessary to attach them to it. Alright, now that that's done, we will increase the friction for all the fabrics we have. So if we do that, this default fabric isn't applied to any material, so we can just proceed on the other fabrics. So by increasing the friction, we're going to minimize the possibility of the outfit sliding off from our avatar. So let's just scroll down to the friction coefficient and make it larger. And let's do the same for the jumpsuit. And the same for the dress fabric as well. Now we will also create a new fabric that's going to go to the waistband right here, because I would like to secure his position even more. So I'm going to add another fabric, and we're going to rename it to waist. And we're going to put another preset on it, and that preset is going to be for full grain leather. Let's select all of the parts of our waistband and drag and drop the waist fabric onto it. Alright, now we can also change the color so it won't be white anymore. So let's go for black and hit OK. Now we're going to select all of our patterns in the 2D window. So just select them with your transform pattern tool, and then we're going to go to the property editor and find under simulation properties the thickness collision, and we're going to enlarge that to 4. So thickness collision is basically an invisible setting that ensures smooth simulation between garments. Alright, let's take one final look if there's anything else we need to secure. Now of course I don't want to put any pins down here because I want the dress to be flapping around and giving that realistic feel to it. And I think we're good to go. So let's change the simulation interface by going here and selecting the animation one. Now we're in the animation interface where we're going to select a motion. So just click right here. And as I've already mentioned, right now we have the female A. So double click to open her folder with the motions. And again, the downside of this is that we can only see the name, like no hands pose or something like that. So if you're doing this the first time, you won't exactly know which one is which. Perhaps a good idea would be to just import the avatar without any garments and test out all of the possibilities to get acquainted with the animations. But for now, I will just pick one at random, and I'm going to choose this one and double click it. So right now we're not going to change any settings here. So we basically want joint rotation and position, and to move the avatar and garment to the start position. And press OK. We're going to leave the simulation quality set to complete for the transition animation, because this will minimize the collision between the avatar and the garment, and it will also give a more realistic effect of the movement than the normal option, for instance. As you can see, if I click on it, I also have the normal option. So this might take a bit more time, but it produces better results. And before I start recording, I will also go to my 3D garment display, and I will also turn off the show pins option, because all of the pins that we put sort of obstructed the view. So now it looks a lot better. And now all we need to do is click on this button to record the motion. And we're going to need some time for this. When the process finishes, this means the motion has been loaded and it will automatically stop. So I'm going to fast forward at this point and show you the end animation when it's done. Alright, so after about half an hour, this is the final result, and if I play it, you'll see that our garment is gently swaying side to side, and thus giving it a realistic look. To wrap up everything that we've learned, we're also going to be speaking a little bit about exporting our models, either it be a 3D model or an animation. So we will do that in the next clip.